England club. Thank you very much for joining us on day one of the championship. And 2018 marks an anniversary year for the club. How special is it compared to other years, which are always special anyway here at Wimbledon?
Well, the whole calendar year has been very special. 150th anniversary of the club. We've been holding a number of anniversary celebration events. We've got a particularly big week coming up in August. And we're very proud of the fact that the club runs the championships. It makes it very unique to many, many other tennis tournaments around the world. It's 132 championships now, so we've got history and tradition on our side. But I think the other thing that we're very keen to celebrate and acknowledge this year is the 50th anniversary of Open Tennis. Wimbledon's very proud of the influence and the impact that we had, driven by the All England Club. It was actually 51 years ago we had a professional tennis tournament here. We celebrated that last year by having the players come to the Royal Box and their relatives, and so we acknowledge the fact that we've actually probably played a pretty important role, driving force behind making tennis what it is today. So yes, it's fun to look back, but we must also look forwards.
And with those two anniversaries in mind, anything in particular happening to mark those two occasions here, this championships?
Well, we're playing the 150th club anniversary low-key because we're focusing on the championships. We've got Billie Jean King and Rod Laver here, the champions from 50 years ago. They'll be the special guests in the Royal Box, so it's wonderful to have them still with us and celebrating those great achievements all those years ago. But we're talking about it, we're doing a bit on the website and social media, but we're also keen to focus on this year as well.
You mentioned there are 132 years of the tournament. What's it now for you being here in charge?
Well, I haven't done 132 years myself. I know I look old. So, I've done 7 years now, and it's interesting how it does change and evolve each year. We try to deliver continuous improvement. In pursuit of greatness is our strapline, and it does make us quite relentless in trying to improve all the time. We've got some wonderful new facilities open this year that have been planned for about 2 or 3 years now. We hope the public are going to like the walled garden. That's a new public plaza near number 1 court towards the bottom of the hill. We think it looks great. We hope the public thinks it's looked great. The players are benefiting from refurbished dressing rooms, which we're getting great feedback on. New corporate hospitality area. Wimbledon Broadcast Service has a new host broadcast facility. So we've done quite a lot. We've been busy. So yeah, there's quite a lot new for this year.
We love being back. And just talk us a little bit about how you're trying to make it a little bit more environmentally friendly as well with some of the things you have around the ground.
Yeah, sustainability is very important. It's very important for everybody in society, and we want to be a responsible part of society. So we've banned plastic straws, 400,000 used last year. We've installed more watering points. Clearly plastic bottles and that sort of thing is something that have been phased out, and we want the public to be able to make it easy for them to be able to refill the water bottles. We're phasing out the plastic bags, so there'll be paper bags in our retail outlets. So there's a number of things we're doing. We've made it very clear this is just a beginning. We are committed to improving year on year from a sustainable point of view. Absolutely,
and just maybe a word on the developments which are also happening. Obviously, Court 1 is still in that developmental process stage.
Yes, number 1 court, if you go to the north end of number 1 court near the Irangi practice facilities, you can't miss. There's 9 roof trusses on the ground there, almost identical to the centre court roof trusses, which is the moving roof. So they'll be lifted by Europe's largest mobile crane. After the championships, there's 2 more to be built on site, and they'll be lifted on, and that will be the moving roof, the roof for number 1 court from next year. But if you want a close-up, you can see it. You can actually see it very clearly from Church Road as well.
And you mentioned a word there on the facilities like the water and stuff, but a word on the heat as well. We've had 2 solid weeks of wall-to-wall sunshine, 2 more, hopefully, fingers crossed, expected. What does that mean for what's been going on with the grass and the work put in to make it as beautiful as it currently looks?
The weather is good. It is hot. It's not exceptionally hot, certainly from the players' point of view. It's not exceptionally hot. I think this is probably pretty close to ideal playing conditions. From the groundsman's point of view, he can, because the forecast is so stable and predicting warm weather every single day, he can water the courts more intensely in the evening. So that's great for the grass because they know the grass will dry the next day. So we're not too concerned it's going to have any great impact. We are encouraging the public to take sensible precautions with sun cream and hydration. But basically this is pretty close to ideal weather. So I, for one, am refusing to complain about it.
Well, I'm sure the spectators will absolutely love it. One possible negative, especially from a British perspective, is obviously Andy Murray's withdrawal on the eve of the championship. What does that do, if anything, to the championship, especially for the British perspective?
Well, it is a negative. It'd be silly not to say otherwise. You always want the best players in the world to be playing, and Andy was so close. He clearly was competitive in the last couple of weeks. He was clearly very close to playing. It was a difficult decision for him, and I just feel for him personally. He'd be the first to say there's loads and loads of great players here. There's 256 players in the ladies' singles and men's singles draw. He'd be the first to admit that. The championship is better than, or greater than any one player. But from a personal point of view, it's clearly a setback for Andy, and I feel for him, and just wish him a speedy recovery to full fitness, and hope that we're all here talking next year in 2019 that he made a great decision to be patient in 2018, and he's back fully fit towards the top of the rankings, and we're all looking forward to him playing.
Absolutely, we wish him the best as well. But I guess on the other end of the spectrum, Roger Federer, and what you've done with having 1,888 unique towels made for him to celebrate obviously his 8th title last year. What was the thought behind that? Because it's an excellent idea.
It is a great idea. I wish it was mine. Or as my colleague, the head of retail, David Hewitt. We want to celebrate, one of the greatest players of all time. Come up with something interesting, unique. The profits go to charity, to the Wimbledon Foundation, to Roger's own foundation. So we just thought it was something that would create interest and celebrate, as I say, one of the greatest players of all time.